sure you check out our new sponsor, The Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Good Feeling One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go.
Oh, man. Back to back. All right, Jason Whitlock, he started that whole thing about LeBron, taking credit for, trying to steal fame from his son at the AAU game. And now former Cleveland Cavalier GM, now New Orleans Pelicans general manager, after trading Anthony Davis to the Lakers and everybody thinking that, that was LeBron Mafia connections, has came out and said that, his time in Cleveland was miserable because of LeBron James. I linked the article in the description from ESPN. SI got the interview. He said a few things. It ain't a long read. If you read pretty fast, maybe 2 minutes at that. You like to sit there and, you want to read it and you may want to really soak in it and comprehend. Sometimes I read it 2-3 times so I can really soak in it and comprehend what he said. And he said that it wasn't fun. You got all the credit. LeBron got all the credit, none to blame. It was fun for nobody. He said he knew winning was unsustainable. He also went on and said that the minute they won a championship, he just was drained and obsessed with winning and knew that he was not going to come back. I believe that same year, his contract was up. He said he didn't want to, sign back up with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And basically it sounded like he needed a break, but he said once LeBron James, I'm just kind of giving you the rundown before I kind of break it down and elaborate. He said once LeBron James won a championship in Cleveland, he lost the hunger to win. He became a different person. And, he said he questioned if he wanted to win and where his priorities was at. So, this is everything people said about LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And everything on the outside, on the inside, it looked like that. Now, I don't know if his teammates is going to hang him out to dry. And maybe one day somebody might write a book or some stuff like that and try to hang LeBron out to dry and tell the truth. But David Griffin didn't mince no words. I would have liked to seen him say that before he traded Anthony Davis over there. Maybe it's a cover-up to make it seem like he didn't help LeBron, or then again, maybe the NBA gave the Pelicans some type of extra incentive to trade Anthony Davis to LA because they need, even Adam Silver said, the commissioner, the playoffs without LeBron was a little bit mundane. Okay, ratings was down. So, but at the end of the day, people are going to probably, LeBron fans or LeBron extremists, LeBron tars, whatever y'all want to call them, they're probably going to say it was another attack on LeBron, a black man. But if everybody's saying it, some of his teammates come out and protect him through the media, the Damon Jones and, and some other people that's like LeBron, LeBron connected, Windhorse, Broussard, or even, even talk to LeBron. They come out and, they kind of, oh, that ain't true about Bron. Bron a nice guy. But this came from the general manager, David Griffin, and I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I believe it. Just the way he talked at the podium, and remember he said, y'all go back to y'all miserable lives after Dallas beat them versus Miami. Pretty much he was hearing things. That's why Dan Gilbert kind of went in beast mode on LeBron when he left, and the way he left. We did everything. Dan Gilbert would let LeBron, his posse in my Phil Jackson voice. I say that to be funny. People, taking a run with it. Hate another brother, hate on another brother. And they would, get the keys to the practice facilities. They would ride on a private jet. Now, that ain't something everybody gets. Riding on the team jets and using the facilities at will. That's special privileges, but it's just like a kid. If you spoil a kid and they become older, they gonna think life owed them some shit. They think life supposed to spoil them, and they gonna get humble real quick. Rich kids, broke kids, middle class kids, really ain't no middle class like that no more. But at the same time, it ain't nothing new. You know what? It just confirms somebody from the inside, on day-to-day operations, just reconfirms what we already knew about LeBron James. You could look how he left his teammates up to dry. Oh, I did everything I need to do. He showed J.R. Smith up on the court. Real leaders don't do that, man. Real leaders put on even if it ain't their fault, real leaders say, I got to be better. I shouldn't have put us in that position. LeBron James been throwing his teammates under the bus for a very, very long time. Well, I mean, I can see it, getting rid of the coaches. David Black. Black tried to implement a ball movement system, with the Cavaliers. LeBron wanted to have the ball in his hand 24/7. He gone. Phil Jackson, I'm just going down recent memory. Phil Jackson, not Phil Jackson, Luke Walton, excuse me. Bill Walton gonna get me. Luke Walton wanted to implement a ball movement system. He wanted to let Brandon Ingram and Lonzo, kind of be the point forward, point guard, play LeBron off the ball a little bit. Guess what? He gone. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not happy. I don't really care if he really came out and said it, but I already knew this stuff. And Michael Jordan was the easiest guy to play with. You know what? Bill Cartwright, basically threatened to break his legs. Michael Jordan was putting his hands on people and stuff. And I've heard a number of NBA superstars, alpha males in the locker room and put hands on people. I ain't gonna say, people's name, Jerry Stackhouse, but I ain't gonna say nobody else's name. But, I hear stories all the time just going back as a kid and teenager and hearing about how the locker rooms go. But, why now? Why wait till you become the Pelicans GM? Why wait till you trade Anthony Davis over them? Is this window dressing to make it look like you really ain't helping out LeBron, but you really helped out LeBron? You know what I'm saying? But he said he was just exhausted, and it be like that sometimes, man. Even when you reach your goal, you so exhausted. Sometimes you need a break, and sometimes you need to step away from whatever you're doing. And sometimes victory ain't as satisfying as you think it is. Sometimes the price you pay to become a champion, to become a millionaire, to become a billionaire, there's casualties of war. There's casualties of the battle, individual battles, it's casualties of war. And sometimes you drain, and sometimes just because you win or you reach your goal, you lost so many relationships. You had to be shrewd. You hurt so many people's feelings. You lost time. I'm just talking about in general in life. You don't have the relationships you want to have with your kids because you grinding. You dedicating yourself to whatever the war your craft is. And David Griffin, felt that it wasn't really worth it. Even after being obsessed with winning, it wasn't worth it. Now, he did say that he goes on to say that, it was just miserable. And LeBron got all the credit, and nobody else got credit. They just got the blame when things didn't go right. And that's the way. Certain people the game is just rigged for them to get all the credit. And the media has adopted LeBron in the social media era as their darling. They love LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had Whitlocks and people of that nature saying things about him. But overall, whatever LeBron do, the Chris Broussards, the Shannon Sharps, the Brian Windhorses, the Damon Jones on TV, the apology, he can't do no wrong. Even when they know he wrong and they've been in the locker room and they seen him quit, and it was at the Game 7 versus Boston, but before he left Cleveland the first time, they seen him quit, and people say, oh, it ain't fair. It is fair. You can just listen to the way he talk about his teammates. I did all I can do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get swept. You know what I'm saying? I balled out. I had a triple-double. That's why Kyrie wanted to leave. People say, oh, Kyrie should have stayed with LeBron, and now Kyrie want to apologize. Now he want to come back to LeBron. Did he come back? Kyrie kept tired of getting no credit. No matter he hit the last shot, everybody talk about LeBron James block. No matter Ray Allen hit the last shot, people talk about LeBron James closed it out in overtime. In Miami, they ain't getting admitted Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, not publicly, unless them and LeBron fall out. When they didn't win, it wasn't about LeBron choking in the first game, first series with Dallas. When they lost to San Antonio, the book ended. It wasn't about LeBron James, not being able to play in the Heat, getting cramps and choking again, and not being able to score on a young Kawhi Leonard the way he usually scored and dominated. It was about, Chris Bosh ain't doing nothing. Chris Bosh a bum. Chris Bosh this and that. And Chris Bosh gave up the most. Chris Bosh was a top 15 player. 20, 22 and 15 and 12, 20 and 10 at least. You know what I'm saying? He was a top 10 player. He was balling out before he got there. But really he sacrificed his reputation. He sacrificed his numbers, and he played the scrappy guy. He played the rebounder. He played the tough guy. He did the dirty work. Dwayne Wade took a backseat to LeBron James. But guess what? When they didn't win, even though LeBron did choke in Dallas and they was talking stuff, Sean Marion, Jason Terry, they was getting into his head, locking him up. He didn't know what to do. It boiled down to it was Chris Bosh's fault and Dwayne Wade's fault. He had no responsibility. No accountability was held on LeBron. You know, I could just go time and time again. Go back to your miserable lives after the Dallas series. The Spurs series. Oh, I'm hot. I got cramps. Come on. Oh, they lost. I ain't lose. He said, you can tell he that type of person. He don't have no accountability. LeBron ain't no leader. I've been telling people that, man. He can lead these brothers off the court. He can lead to with the new trend of taking the NBA and making it a real players league. He's done some really innovative things. I support him off the court. He's a leader off the court. But as a teammate, he ain't no Jordan. He ain't no Brady. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no leader of men in his sport. He's a leader of men in his community. And I think that speaks more. I think that speaks more louder than a sport. He's a leader of men in his community. He's a leader in his community. He's an innovator. He's a Muhammad Ali. He's the Muhammad Ali of his time. And like I said, can't nobody be perfect. Ain't nobody 99s in every attribute in basketball or 99 in every attribute in life. You feel me? Everybody ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. And LeBron is just not a leader. He a great basketball player, but he a shitty leader. He's the Big Ben of leaders for an NBA team. Oh, AB ran the route right. It wasn't my fault. It was AB's fault. Antonio Brown's fault. And that's why Kyrie and Dwayne Wade and Bosh should never admit to it, but then them too. They took all the blame, but never got credit. When they won, it was LeBron. And David Griffin know exactly what he's talking about. It ain't like you need no inside information. It's either you approach this, this story, you approach the situation I'm speaking on. You approach it, with objectivity. You look at it with clarity, and everybody know it's true. Listen to this post-camp conferences. Listen, he don't conduct it. Oh, that was on me. How many times you hear LeBron really say that? Oh, that was on me. Oh, that's my fault. I got to do a better job. Every now and again, he might say it. But in the critical plays, finals, it was never his fault. It was Wade's fault. It was Bosh's fault. It was Love's fault. It was Injury's fault. It was Lonzo, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram fault. It was Luke Walton's fault. David Griffin fault. You know what I'm saying? When is he when is he ever held to respond? He don't have to be responsible. The media don't hold him responsible. You know what I'm saying? And David Griffin just basically saying, like, had I said something and really, stuck my chest out, said some time, I would have been gone too. He held the whole franchise hostage. Same thing with the Lakers, hostage. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that a player get that type of creative control over a team when the owners just, is just in a position where they dominate and they have creative control. And it's cool, but let's not act like, this man got a reason to lie on this man. He don't have a reason to lie. But people gonna say, "So you hating." And I'm interested to see what Caricito got to say. That he a real LeBron hater. He gonna be 10 times harsher than me, but this is from my soul. LeBron the man, off the court, I like him. LeBron the basketball player, top 3, 5. If you want to say 2 all time, for me, Jordan was number 1 all time. But that's just my opinion. It's opinionated. Somebody's opinion shouldn't really bother you that much, man. Especially when, they don't have a huge voice or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But some people's opinion just enrage people and they get mad. But hey, man, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. I appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, check the video. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. I definitely appreciate everybody who shared the videos. If you want to check out our sponsor, The Help Blaze, at thehelpblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products. Best way to help donate to the channel. Check out The Help Blaze. Use my promo code. 18% off. They got lotions, soaps, toothpaste, bath bombs, moisturizer bar with people with dry skin and eczema. Trust me, I use them. They work. Hair pomade, lemon toothpaste, which I hear is excellent. I got to get some. So check that out, man. Check them out. Website, promo code, description. Share the videos. Want to make a donation? Share the video. Check out The Help Blaze. Appreciate the one time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.